Hi, my name is Amy Scorsone. My parents, Carl and Carolyn Zimmerman, own Shade Mountain Winery. I will be showing you some of the ins and outs of the winery today. We are going to head downstairs and I'm going to show you a couple things where the magic happens and where the wine is made. So come on down. Front of Shade Mountain Winery, and I don't know if you know this or not, but this is actually an early 1800s bank barn. So the front of the building where our tasting room is still the authentic barn, and back in 2006 we did add on to the back of the barn as well too. But when you walk into the winery, you are going into an old 1800s bank barn, which is pretty interesting, and actually a lot of the guts of the barn are still present in the winery. We tried to keep everything as authentic as we possibly could. We are actually outside now, and this is the harvester. This is a machine that actually picks the grapes right off the vine. Previously, who had actually seen grapes in big yellow boxes, we call them lugs. Those are all hand-picked. We also do some machine picking as well too. With the harvester here, this actually will straddle the post and straddle the vine. And these little plastic bars in here shake the vine. The grapes will fall into these cups, which I'm pointing to, and the grapes actually go up into a bucket on this side of the harvester. The bucket will fill up, and then the bucket will actually go up and dump into a wagon, and we will bring the grapes in to be processed. The harvester does pick the grapes at a much faster rate than hand picking. But we do prefer to hand pick as much as we can because it is a little bit more gentle with the grapes. Just depends on the day and what our needs are as to what method we use to pick the grapes. So right out here we are washing, actually the grapes come in from harvest. You can see the grapes that were picked here on the lugs. They are Cayuga grapes. The grapes are being put into the crusher in the stemmer where they will get the stems taken off. They will come through the hose here. And they're going to end up in the press where we will press the grapes into juice that you see going into the pan at the bottom, go into the tank for the fermentation. Here we see some tanks where we will store the wine that is being ready to be bottled. And you can kind of see that some of the tanks have like Pinot Grigio, and we have some Riesling Cayuga hybrid over here. But this is where the wine will come to be stored until it's ready to end up in the bottling line. Here is our bottling line. So you'll have to imagine with me us doing some bottling. So what we first do is we put the bottles here, and they will go down the conveyor belt. They will come here to this area, and they will be filled with wine. And the next area is where the cork will be put in, and it all is on a conveyor belt. And as we go down through here, the capsule will be put on in this area here. It's kind of like a shrink wrap capsule. The label will go on. And then here, we will box it up and get it ready to go on a pallet to go out to the warehouse until we need it to go back out to the other area, which will go upstairs to be sold to customers. We are down here in the basement, and this is actually where we store all of the wine that has been bottled, and that will head upstairs to be sold. And behind me, you might be able to see some oak barrels. That's actually where we age some of our wine that will be oak aged, a lot of our dry reds and our Chardonnay. So like I said, you can see all of these wines that will go upstairs to eventually be sold to customers. We are actually in the warehouse, which is located behind the winery, and I bet a lot of you have always wondered what is inside this warehouse / shed. This is actually where we store a lot of the wine that has already been bottled, and also we do have some storage of empty bottles waiting to be filled with wine. And we have some other things stored in here as well too. But the bulk of what you see in here is wine that has been bottled that's ready to actually go into the winery itself and be sold. So you guys got a sneak peek of inside the warehouse.